Tough times, I hope y'all holding up. We'll be alright, cause we always is. But I'm feeling like this. How many mothers have to cry? How many brothers gotta die? How many more times? How many more times?
Hi guys.
How many more miles?
I know the song sounds sad, but it's really good. Trey Songz did an incredible job. Like I wanted to play this song because today is Wow Wednesday. And we're going to have on some voices that have lifted us up in spirit during this time on our show today. You want to give it up?
No. They'll see when people come on.
You want to tell them? Okay, we won't tell you who's going to be on the show today. Just come on in. Get your mind right.
Hi, Uncle Nigel.
Prepare to spend an hour with us today. Woo! Got a really good show today. Should we do that? Ready to talk?
Hi guys.
Oh, that voice. Why the high pitch?
Why are you hating on my vibe?
Hi guys, it's Wow Wednesday and you're here on the June and Summer Show live from New York City. Thank you guys for joining us for another
June show.
Oh, here we go. I thought we dealt with this already. We're not.
Thumbnail.
Oh, you know the lights is so hard for me to get my eyes open. Anyway,
How are you guys doing today? Oh, see, so many comments.
see, Summer wanted to take her time out and have a little moment with you guys before we bring on our first guest, and I'm really excited to
I
have
have
on
a good
today.
story about us, guys.
About us?
No, about when we met her.
Oh, you want to give that away? We could talk.
Should I tell them now?
Yeah, let's talk. Yeah, so you can, and when you finish singing, when you're done, just click the end button. That's
Okay,
gonna be your exit.
and I love you both. And when I come to New York after all this craziness is over, I'm gonna come hug you.
Yes, I can't wait.
Okay, so I'll sing it on, just be like, mic drop and end.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. There's a road we must travel, lost so many on the way, but the riches will be plenty, worth the price we have to pay. There's a dream in the future. There's a struggle that we have yet to win. But there's pride in our hearts, and it's gonna lift us up to tomorrow. 'Cause just to sit still would be a sin.
We love you. That was amazing. I am obviously, I'm always behind schedule. So we're going right to our next guest.
Drop their phone numbers in.
I don't know what that's about. We are going to a very dear friend of mine. I'm really excited about our next guest, David Rowan.
That was quick. I didn't know it was going to happen that fast.
That was quick, right? Did you watch Rachel? How amazing was Rachel?
I still got the goosebumps. So it's like, that's ridiculous. Like, how you follow that? Why you ask me to go on after?
You know why? Because you got something going on here that is.
Wait, first, I haven't seen Summer. And I don't want to be this guy, Summer, because I know all young people
Everyone
hate
says
you.
that. It's fine. Just go.
But you were this, like you were this big. It was during Fashion Week like 100 years ago. It was ridiculous. Right out in front of where were we? In front of
Probably Lincoln Center or something. Yeah. Fashion Week is like a dream deferred at this point.
It doesn't even happen anymore.
Yeah, Roger's telling everyone that you
Yeah.
guys are neighbors because he feels like that's super important right now.
It is, and he's.
But you know why it's important? Because we're going to talk about what you've created with the, with this amazing, amazing, Sincerely Harlem. And during the time when we are all kind of in this revolution and we're all being reminded that, community is family, you send out these amazing love letters from Harlem. And I remember when I received, this amazing box. Now I was like,
okay.
I was
You
like,
gotta take those out. Yeah,
I'm going to, because there's a story. Every, coaster, first of all, let me just tell you this. This is Zelda Wynn Valdez. And let me just tell you, Black costume designers, you guys should know. Oh my goodness. This is Ann Lou. Ann Lou designed Jackie Bouvier's Onassis Kennedy's wedding dress. Let's be very, very clear. Okay? I mean, these are, Zelda also designed some of, and they came with these beautiful cards, right? And I said, oh my goodness. And this is such a great gift, right? I mean, it was just the names: Dorothy Dandridge, Ella Fitzgerald, Joyce Bryant, Mae West. This woman designed and coutoured their dresses, all from Harlem. And started at a very, very early age. 12 years old, she was designing couture dresses. And I received this and I said, what an extraordinary, extraordinary gift. Now, Father's Day is coming, but even if it wasn't Father's Day this Sunday, I would still just buy these and share them with all kind of friends. Black, white, Asian, like this is just incredible. Talk to me about what this is all about.
Speaking of, this is not only because you said it. I started doing these. This is called Boys to Men, and these guys are just all, just like.
Oh, remember Puffy recreated this look for a magazine editorial? I remember that. The composition, the storyline.
This kid's face is crazy, but
They want to know where they can buy them.
So guys,
oh.
You can buy them if you. So Dave, can you? Roger, type in Dave's Instagram, Sincerely Harlem, and then I'll pin it to the screen, so you don't have to do the work.
So here's what I did. So
oh, here we go. Somebody did it. Somebody did it.
Oh, okay. Actually, that's almost it. That's my.
Oh no, it's missing the dot.
It's Sincerely Harlem.
Yeah, yeah. So let's unpin that. Someone's gonna have to type it again. Sincerely Harlem, but you have to go to Dave Rowan's page. The link is in his bio. This project is so meaningful, and I just wanted you to tell your story and how this all came about.
And first and foremost, let me say I appreciate this opportunity. I'm over here sweating like I haven't. Speaking to people has been something that's been very difficult for me as of late. Like the quarantine has been happening just recently, but in 2017 I got diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer, and I've been on quarantine like for a long time. Like I've become socially kind of like just awkward. Like I don't know how to talk to people anymore because. And
you're very social, but you're doing a good job now.
I tried. I used to be, and now it's like if you're not a nurse or a doctor, like I don't know what to say to you.
Yeah.
So, but while I was in the hospital, I started to write, and it actually that's Harlem.
That was outside.
That's the soundtrack of Harlem. Yes, sometimes. But at night we'll get the fireworks. So.
Oh my God, you were hearing those too?
It's crazy. Like who's making?
I didn't hear fireworks.
I was like,
somebody's getting really
gunshots.
Somebody's getting really rich off of selling fireworks right now because they're through the roof. It's literally through the roof or off the roof.
Insane.
So, but yeah, I was in the hospital and I started to write and I started to chronicle like kind of like what was happening, and I realized it was actually making me more depressed. And so what I started to do was I started to write about other stuff. I was looking at images about Harlem from back in the Renaissance day, and I was like, wow, like it was so dope. It was so beautiful. It was so like we said hi to one another. We spoke to one another without, having to be forced to. We were interested in our neighbors. We were a community. We were people that really gave of each other. And it's kind of like I just wanted to be back then. And I wanted to be pre-cancer and pre-BS that we deal with out here with this nonsense.
And
people
this was
used to,
before any of the rioting. I mean, yeah, our black men were being killed in the streets, and I think
yeah,
we all felt a certain sense of loss when it happened at that moment, and then we
right,
went on with our lives.
right,
But then the last one, the lynching in the street that we all had to witness as humans, as a
yeah,
community, I
yeah.
think it was so polarizing that there was no going back.
There
That
was,
was the straw that broke the camel's foot. That was
and,
the shoe waiting to drop.
and it's crazy because now that I write these stories based on these images that I see, I've been researching the riots that happened here in Harlem in the 30s and in the 40s. There was two, and I can't participate in the peaceful protests that are happening because, and I'm sure if I told you that I was going to try, you'd be like, no, you're going to sit your butt down.
Yeah. Right. Your immune
like
system is way too fragile.
my,
Yes.
and you know what? I lost a lot of weight. I'm just not that.
You
Like,
look great, man.
I'm trying.
No, you look great.
But I don't have the energy that I used to have yet.
Right.
It's coming back. I don't have the stamina and power, but I also don't have that immune system. And I wish that I could be out there with those guys.
Yeah.
But in researching it, I realized that there was two riots that happened here in New York, in Harlem specifically, rather, and they were it's the same shit. Sorry, Summer, but it's the same stuff. It's like in the 30s, it was a young boy. He was 16 years old, and he got caught stealing a pen knife, 10 cents, at Crest 5 and Dime on 125th Street, and the guys that took him downstairs.
Someone wants to know what's a pen crest.
What's the who?
A pen crest.
A pen crest?
Yeah, is that what you just said?
I didn't
Oh
know
no,
what you
I'm
said.
sorry. It was a pen knife. Like
Oh,
back
pen
in the
knife.
Oh.
Okay.
So Summer, we used to like. Well, not. I ain't that old, but I know that kids used to have pen knives, and it was just a little joint like this. It's like a Swiss Army knife,
Okay.
but it was just the one blade. And the young boy, he took it, and this young man, he wound up. They took him downstairs. They said, "We're going to beat his ass. We're going to kill him." And luckily enough, he got away.
This was the white store owner.
This was a white store owner, or a staff member from a white store owner, and from a white store, and the kid, smart enough, bit the guy, jetted, and got away. But when the community actually went to go check on him, he wasn't home, and they thought that he was badly hurt. So the streets turned up, and they came out and they showed out. Unfortunately, the kid just wasn't home, and he was fine. But
Oh wow. It was a reason for the revolution.
You know Harlem. We don't need much of a reason. We'll just
Right.
take anything. So we'll just
But
go
the
with it.
protests in Harlem were very peaceful. They went
Yeah.
off without a hitch. I didn't hear anything.
Yep. Cheers to Harlem.
Yeah, that was
Cheers to
disturbing.
Harlem.
Yeah.
But what they wound up doing is it was like you said, it was like there was this powder keg that was already, this fuse was just a long time coming.
Yeah.
And the second actual unpeaceful, I guess you don't have peaceful riots, right? But a second riot in
Peaceful protest.
Protest, yeah.
No, this was an actual riot in the 40s.
And it was
It was
peaceful?
peaceful?
No. That's
Oh.
what I said. I messed it up. Remember, I don't know how to talk to people no more.
No.
But
We'll keep that in mind, Dave.
it was actually a brother. He was an officer in the army, and he wound up getting killed by a cop for protecting a young lady's virtue here in Harlem at the hotel. The cop was kind of just giving her a hard way to go, and he was like, chill, and they got into an altercation. The cop wound up shooting this man, and like that was 5 days.
The stories are endless.
Yeah. So, but for me, it's been about kind of chronicling what already happened
Mm-hmm.
by using the visuals that I see first and foremost. It's a striking image, and I'm like, I wonder what was happening, and
Yeah.
I do it from the perspective of an adolescent who was growing up. Like Summer, if you were growing up, like right now, like some people that are just kind of like regular folks, but that you know are dope,
Yeah.
are going to soon one day have streets named after them, and that happened with Malcolm X, that happened with Marcus Garvey, Martin Luther King. We've got tons of heroes that were just neighbors back then.
Yeah. I mean, this is great. And this is like, I know you have different series. I mean, this is Joe Jackson. Like, do people like Jay Jackson, like, you know, people need to know whose shoulders, you know, we're standing on as creatives. I'm sure
Those are
this
ancestors.
particular box was the creative box of designers, Black designers, but you have a different series for different I'm sure you have a number of different series, or you started off with the Black designers.
Well, actually, you know, it's very interesting. As I started off with, as a matter of fact, one of the first sets that I ever did was these guys, and it was it was just because I wanted to make some product, but I didn't want to just do T-shirts. I didn't want to just do the basic kind of stuff, even though I do have a Sincerely Harlem T-shirt on right now.
Oh, which are great too. The sweatshirt I love. The product is amazing. It's not only well produced, but it has so much nostalgia. No, I lost my voice. It has so much nostalgia. I mean, when I received this gift, I wanted Summer to read it. I wanted to order several of them to just send them to friends because, you know, this is the most thoughtful, and I don't want to sound like an infomercial, but this is just a really, really good gift. And then I got recently the postcards and the stamps with all these beautiful, amazing Black icons from back in the 60s and, you know, and the Renaissance, Harlem Renaissance, with these great stories that are being told on the postcards. This is really well done.
Well, the reason for that is that I didn't want to do that because, like, the first set that I did was actually because I was thinking about how gentrification in our neighborhood has been rampant. And one of the issues that I've been coming across was, like, my apartment, if a neighbor moves out, their rent is going up 6 times. It's ridiculous. So I thought about that guy that was like, yo, the rent is too damn high. And I started to think about the rent parties that we used to have here in Harlem. And so the first set that I ever did was actually these.
What's a rent party?
So, oh, you don't know?
No.
So a rent party is back in the days, if you was having, you know, some problems, some financial problems, one of the neighbors in the hood would be like, yo, we're going to have a party. They would take the proceeds from the party and give it to the person that needs it.
Wow, it's like a GoFundMe right now.
It was GoFundMe before GoFundMe.
Yeah, we helped a girl pay her rent while we were live one day. Remember, we helped a young lady who needed to get her rent paid. We all rallied together and got it done. See, that's a Wow Wednesday moment.
So, like, here, like, you probably won't be able to see it, so I'm going to read it. Hip hop, Mr. Bunny, skip Mr. Bear. If you don't dig this party, you ain't nowhere. A social dance given by Dolores and Gloria. This was 35 cents with the invite, 45 cents without.
That's amazing.
These 6 images, as a matter of fact, were part of Langston Hughes's his estate. So
now, where these are these are also in a store. These are sold at retail, brick and mortar, but digital, online, right? So
yes,
they're up on your e-commerce.
Yes, but now here's the thing. I would like to tell everybody. I broke the website today because I was trying to set up the subscription base. So just DM me and I'll get it back to you. I've been on the phone with Squarespace all morning. They're like, "What did you do?" And I'm like, "I don't know."
Yeah, you gotta fix that.
That's why I have to go with my specific site.
This is good.
Let me tell you about this because I think that this is important. The postcards that you got are actually something that I did because I think people need to get back to a simpler time. And there's no backspace, there's no spell check, there's no autocorrect, there's no nothing when you're making a postcard. You've got to really sit down and think and spend some time, and you're engaging your senses. So
back then, yeah.
So there's this gentleman by the name of Winold Rice, who's a portraitist, who did some really amazing work, and he made
these are the postcards I got. They're gorgeous.
These portraits are like, this is W.E.B. Du Bois. The gentleman before was County Cullen. This is this is my favorite. This is called Harlem Types, and it's from the Congo. Like, this dude just made dope stuff. But I didn't want to just put them through like a printer and just send it out. So what I did was I sourced here in New York some really durable craft paper.
Yeah.
And then I take the other image and I've actually got to put it together, and then I've got to let it sit and set after I've glued it. Like, so it's not just a printed
quality
piece of
postcards. Yeah.
It's something that I've made. Each and every one that you got or anybody else would get, I made. So it's not just like, oh, I'm just printing.
And those are dropping on Friday, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Now,
so, guys, if you want to get them for your husband or your dad for Father's Day, and it's a little late, it's okay. It's a thoughtful gift. It's it's just, to me, I think it's just a wonderful thing to have. Send someone. I think we're going to go back to sending letters to people and sending out notes. I love that over an email. I love getting little cards to say thank you. They're so thoughtful. I think this whole project is thoughtful. I think that you're thoughtful. You're really my hero. You know, I love you, my brother. And
Well,
I'm
I'll
so
tell you
glad
this.
that you know, in terms of a consumer good, this is something that really will become part of your legacy because you recognize how important it was to storytell, especially during this time. So
Yeah.
that's why I wanted to have you on today.
And I'll let you know. I'll let you go with this because one of the things that's very important is that we're dealing with some real crazy stuff out there, and the current administration is on the verge of actually not helping the United States Postal Service continue. They might close in September.
What are you talking about?
There might not be a post office. Since 1775, there's been a post office. There might not be any in October. So this was a way for me to say, you know what? The United States Postal Service came out with this beautiful The Voices of Harlem series. And so each one of the sets comes with that. And it's kind of like our way to be able to try and help the post office regain some sort of legs. But if not, these will be the last postcards that ever.
Because
were
people
mailed.
aren't sending mail.
No. It's not even that. It's way deeper than that.
What?
It's-
Well,
You
I
weren't
don't know.
sending
I don't
mail.
know. Why would they get the
What are you
post
talking
office?
about?
I mean, I could tell you. So what wound up happening is
Well,
one
they're
of the
gonna
Bushes.
kidnap you. Don't tell me. You know, the government is you know, stay
Well, they've been paying out a lot of money. The debt that they owe is
Let me
something
get my
that
next
has to do with their pension plan. They've been investing into their pension plan, but they are and stamps are up. Like people are buying stamps.
Okay.
But they asked for some money. They asked for some money because they had a lot of invested in these pension plans, and the government won't do it because the current administration has a beef with Jeff Bezos and Amazon.
Okay. I just
They
had
raised the prices,
I had a
though.
major dingy moment just now. It scared me.
They raised their prices for
Yeah.
like flat rate stuff. I was like, what is this? It almost doubled. It went from like $8 to $18.
Yes, people like the post office lines are long as hell. I just want to give a shout out to our male men and women who have during this crazy time made sure that
who
they were
identified
essential.
other.
Yeah, and other that
Yeah.
they got us our what we needed. They they were essential. So thank you
Absolutely.
to those.
Absolutely.
We're gonna go to our next guest, Dave. Our time with you is up. But thank you so much. It's so good seeing your face. You should stay in. You should stay logged in because our next guest is a wonderful singer. She's lift every voice and
More goosebumps?
Trinice
Are we
from
getting more
American Idol
goosebumps?
joining us. So
I
stay
want more
tuned.
goosebumps. Bring me more goosebumps.
I need more
Myself.
goosebumps. All right, my darling. All right, bye.
This is our last guest
Bye,
for
Trama.
today. Bye for today. It's our last guest,
I hope
guys.
she. Oh, there's Trinice.
Our last guest. We're ending the show.
Why are you
Yes,
saying? Why are you
last
saying
guest.
that? But Trinice is like, I'm excited to see Trinice.
Hi, hello.
Thank you for hanging in there. We're behind Sheshwell.
Oh, thank you so much for having me on.
I know. Thanks for coming. So there's so much I want to talk to you about. First of all, the single that you just dropped, In the End,
Yeah,
super strong.
you love it?
I love it. So guys,